Guys, it has come to my attention that we've got a big problem. So there is an update due, and I've just seen in Discord, Christian isn't actually sure if the machines will stay or if the buildings will stay, which is obviously a big problem for me, because over there you'll see, well, we've got all the conveyors and all this machinery, and we've got all this building. So we know that the building system is getting an overhaul, which means I've got to complete this road, if you can call it that, to a degree that I'm happy with before the update. So I'm against a clock that I don't actually know the limit of. But the good news is, if you look, we are getting somewhere. I managed to throw in another conveyor here that's helped move the soil and the dirt back this way a bit, and we're looking okay over here. So what I'm thinking is, maybe we just get a bulldozer and we just kind of doze this so it's some kind of flat, some kind of level. We're good at getting money now because we've opened up the coal mine again, so we're able to scratch this out and get some of this. And we're also good for dirt because there's a load of dirt over here, but for whatever reason, don't seem to get an awful lot of dirt falling through the system. So the idea is to get this into some sort of place that we're happy, so that we can then just sort of bulldoze it somewhat flat and then hope for the best, which means I've got to do some building work, because if we go around the side and look here, there's big old space. It's only 1 block high, so if we bulldoze that flat, it's going to come down a bit. So I've got to nick some of this stuff and we've got to move it up there. So let's just crack on and not waste any more time. So I've got to try and squeeze them under here a bit, just so we've got that sort of second level, so that if we do bulldoze and it comes low, we're not going to kind of lose it all. Go around and check the other side. Same situation here by a long way. Jeepers. So hopefully that is there. Now all we've got to do is get a bulldozer. So if we grab ourselves a nice 500, hop in the cab and away we go. Let's see what we can do over here. The problem is, I'm pretty worried I'm going to mess it up big time. I mean, it's not exactly smooth sailing as it is now. I just need to get it to a position that works, so I don't want to go mental and take too much off the top. So we're hoping to take this down to some sort of level, but as you see we're flattening the earth, but it's not actually spawning any voxels or dirt for us, which is kind of problematic when we need that to fill in the spaces down below. Slight problem there then, folks. Gonna have to eat in a little bit just so that we can get some dirt. Try and fill in the gaps down here. Don't mind that, we've got to have 2 stabs at that. I don't mind that at all. There we go. So this is the sort of slope down that we were wanting to put in. It steps down between sort of the first bit that I managed to spawn all the dirt in and the second bit that I managed to get all the dirt to go in. It is quite a wild step down though, as you see at the minute, so we're going to have to try and see what we can do to level that out. Ooh, we do have a bit of a gradient sloping inwards. I mean, I would get a grader, but so far if I was to get a grader I need to take a loan out. You know what I'm like with trying to take money out on loads and stuff. It's not something that I wish to do, not yet anyway. I'm trying to keep myself in good finances with the banks, if you like. That's better, that's better, that's better. Ooh, too deep, too deep, too deep, too deep. Of course, the other thing we can do is when we've got it into a position that we're, I don't know, reasonably happy with, we can just grab the roller and run the roller over it. And that will potentially smoothen things out just enough for us. That's better. That's good, that's good, that's good. I'm quite liking that. Now all we've got to do is just kind of push through, get all this stuff sorted out. There's quite a big mound here. There's a bigger mound here than what I thought there was. So potentially we can actually get our teeth into this and give it a good heave-ho. Scoop it off towards that corner. Try and get it. I mean, I don't know if level's the word, but you know what I mean, trying to fill in the blank. Get things in a better position than what it currently is. It's sort of getting there. It's sort of getting there. Sure, it's a bit rustic, but it's a literally dirt road, so. And it's our first attempt at seeing if we can build something like this, make something like this. And you can, for sure you can. It's quite tricky, I'd argue. If you guys have been watching this through, you'll know that it's been a challenge, for sure. It's been a challenge. But we've been doing okay with it. It's not the end of the world. It's been tedious, but it's been fun. So hopefully we can finish this off in some respect today, in a way that we can leave it and we're happy with, and we can take all the wooden supports away, because as I say, we are against the clock for when this new update comes, because the buildings and the machines, we were told, might make it difficult to be able to continue to play on old saves with the new update, which means I don't know what that means for this world, actually. Maybe we'll lose all of the buildings and all the machinery. And I'm hoping, by the way, I'm hoping when he says machinery that it means all the conveyors and all of the processing equipment, as long as I get to keep the progress and the changes that I've done to this world, to this map. If those changes go, I'm going to be very sad. I will be very sad, because I've spent literally hours on this. Like, I have spent actual days trying to dig the dirt to get this into a position where, you know, I can get some video content out of it. Otherwise, I'm just out here digging a hole, which I know I like. I enjoy digging a hole. It's part of the fun. Just playing with the machines and getting it to a position that's just fun. Visually, just constantly same old stuff of just digging a hole is maybe not the best spectacle. Right, you know what? All things considered, I think that's actually not too bad. Now, I understand over here, look, that bottom corner down there, it's a big gap. It's a bit of a drop. I think we'll be better off waiting for the update for that before we make any drastic changes. Oh dear, we've took a big slice out of the world here. But like I say, that grader would be nice. It'd be nice to get a grader, but the price is just out of our abilities right now. I think that'll do, you know. It's not perfect by any means. I think once we start to get the roller and it starts to squish it down, I think should be okay. There's a bit of a gap there on the side, but you know what? It's going in the right direction. It's going downwards how we wanted it. Let's just sell the dozer. We'll get the roller. We'll see where we end up. So now we have the roller. Hopefully this thing is going to make, I don't know, make our path, our roads, that little bit something. Oh my god, you can see how wonky it is, look. It slopes to the right. Oh dear. Never mind. Look, all the idea was to go from A to B with a big enough road so that we could get machines on it. I realised my plan, I mean too late into starting it, I realised that my ambitions were absolutely monumentally out of control. So we decided we were just going to do this little bit here and basically leave it as a unfinished project with potential to go further. Unfortunately, as we are using the roller, it's pulling it away from the sides, which means the sides are going to be a little bit, well, look at it, it's exposed, it's a bit bare. It's okay, it is what it is, we'll deal with that. We'll try and get ourselves a roller's thickness so we make our passes down here. So there's a few humps and hollers. It's not the perfect road, but it's a manageable road. It's a road that we're able to drive down, hopefully, with all machinery. It's not perfect. It's not. But you know what? I'm reasonably happy with it. Be good if we could just take out this bit of a lump here. Bit of a lump here, but this is just smoothing it down, so it's not like a weighted roller where it's going to flatten it completely. It just smooths it down a little bit here as well. And see that little bit of a bump up and a bump down here. It'd be good if we could just take that out, but I don't know if it's something like that's possible. Doesn't look like it. Not quite. But I think, you know, as far as things go, it's not perfect, but it's good. It's the best of a first attempt. We learnt a lot. We learnt a heck of a lot, actually. We learnt about how difficult it was to actually get dirt, how much you actually need for a project like that. It's a lot more than what I initially expected and first thought. So we sell the roller. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this all down, but I'm going to leave like these two bits at the start. So probably up to this one here. So that if I want to bring something else out here, you know what, we will leave that. So anything to the right we'll leave, anything to the left we'll take away. Just because if we get different ways of doing stuff, or I do want to use the grader later on, then I can put more blocks in to give me a wall that the grader goes against, so that hopefully I don't lose too much material off the side. So here it is, the last block. So if we remove this, when we turn around, we'll have our road, if you can call it that. I mean, it's okay. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but it's okay. It's not too bad at all, really, all things considered. It's rustic, isn't it? It's rustic, that's the best way of putting it. Sure, it's a little bit more bumpy than it first looked now that we've got no blocks on either side of it. And there's a weird little bit of something there, but we can take that out. And it's a little bit sketchy on this corner. You know, it's reasonably good. The wall isn't too bad, considering it was just packed against the blocks. Yeah, the corner's a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but I'm pretty happy with that. So it was a project. It was an ambitious project at best, but it's given us a starting point for anything that might come of it. But it's been an interesting project for me anyway, guys. I hope to see you again next time anyway, when potentially we'll be able to do something with this, depending on what happens in the update and what changes. And I will let you guys know about all the changes in the update too. Until next time, catch you guys in a bit. Bye!